Hello and welcome to the Book Lounge. Let me ask you something. What if you could stop competing and start creating, unlocking a world where success isn't a fight, but a leap into uncontested opportunity? Sounds too good to be true? That's exactly what the groundbreaking book Blue Ocean Strategy by W. Chan Kim and Renée Mauborgne is all about. In this video, we're unpacking the secrets behind how companies like Cirque du Soleil, Nintendo, and even nonprofits have broken free from the cutthroat competition to craft entirely new markets, earning profits, loyalty, and growth like never before. If you're an entrepreneur, a creative, or someone ready to transform the way you think about business and innovation, this audiobook holds the blueprint you've been searching for. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll gain actionable insights to turn your ideas into the next big thing. Ready to discover what sets the leaders apart from the followers? Let's begin. Chapter 1: Creating Blue Oceans. In a world where industries seem overcrowded and competition feels like a constant battle, Creating Blue Oceans invites us to imagine a different path, a world where the rules of the game are rewritten and markets are shaped instead of fought over. This chapter lays the foundation for a transformative approach to business strategy, one that moves beyond simply outperforming rivals to creating entirely new opportunities where competition becomes irrelevant. The problem with red oceans. Most companies operate in what the chapter terms red oceans, existing markets saturated with competition. Here, businesses fight over shrinking profit margins, often relying on incremental improvements or aggressive tactics to carve out a share of a finite pie. The result? Bloodied waters, where the struggle for dominance leaves little room for innovation, growth, or long-term profitability. But the chapter challenges this status quo. Instead of battling rivals, why not step outside these confines altogether? This is where the idea of blue oceans comes into play, a space of untapped market potential, where organizations can create value for themselves and their customers without the constraints of cutthroat competition. Blue oceans are metaphorical spaces of opportunity where demand is created, not fought over. These markets are characterized by 1. Innovation that eliminates traditional trade-offs. Companies in blue oceans don't have to choose between differentiation and cost leadership. Instead, they achieve both by creating entirely new value propositions. 2. Unmet needs or new needs. They serve customers in ways that no one has considered before, or they create offerings for people who weren't previously customers at all. 3. Freedom from competition. Because the market is new, there are no immediate rivals, allowing businesses to set the rules of engagement. This chapter emphasizes that blue oceans aren't just about discovering new industries. They can also emerge from within existing ones when companies redefine the value they deliver to customers. Value innovation, the cornerstone of blue oceans. At the heart of creating blue oceans lies value innovation, a simultaneous pursuit of differentiation and low cost. This is not about competing on the same parameters as rivals, but about offering entirely new dimensions of value while reducing aspects that customers don't care about or won't pay for. Value innovation is the mechanism that allows companies to break free from existing norms, offer unmatched utility to customers, capture new demand. For example, instead of competing with traditional circuses by offering better animal acts or bigger venues, Cirque du Soleil reimagined the circus entirely by eliminating costly elements like animal shows and focusing on artistry, storytelling, and adult audiences. They created a blue ocean that combined the appeal of theater and the circus while drastically reducing costs. Why red oceans are unattractive. This chapter makes it clear that staying in a red ocean is not a sustainable strategy. Competing in crowded markets drives prices down, increases costs, and reduces overall profitability. In red oceans, growth is limited. Market share gains come only at the expense of rivals. Businesses are constantly under pressure to do more for less. Blue oceans, by contrast, offer a compelling alternative. High profit margins, opportunities for growth, and freedom from the constant pressure of competition. The strategic imperative. Creating blue oceans is not just about luck or creativity. It's a strategic imperative. The chapter argues that as industries mature, red oceans inevitably become more crowded. Companies that fail to innovate or reimagine their markets risk falling behind. However, those that can successfully chart a path to blue oceans can unlock transformative growth. To achieve this, businesses must 1. Challenge existing assumptions about what customers want or how value is delivered. 2. Focus on the big picture, not the numbers. Strategic vision matters more than reactive moves. 3. Think beyond current demand by identifying non-customers who could be drawn into the market. The Call to Action Chapter 1 closes with a clear message. The choice is yours. Companies can remain in the crowded, blood-stained waters of competition, or set sail into the vast open expanse of blue oceans, where creativity, value, and growth thrive. By reimagining what's possible and embracing value innovation, individuals and organizations alike can break free from the traps of conventional thinking and open doors to extraordinary possibilities. It's not just about business strategy. It's a call to rethink how we approach challenges, opportunities, and the very idea of success. This chapter sets the stage for a bold journey ahead, inviting readers to think differently, act courageously, and imagine the unimaginable. Chapter 2: Analytical Tools and Frameworks. Creating blue oceans is not just about vision and creativity. It requires a systematic approach. Chapter 2 introduces the powerful tools and frameworks that help organizations uncover opportunities for innovation, eliminate unnecessary competition, and craft strategies for growth. These tools are designed to simplify complex markets and provide a structured pathway to identify and create new value for customers. The Strategy Canvas, a strategic snapshot. At the heart of this chapter is the Strategy Canvas, a dynamic tool that visually captures the current state of play in an industry. This one-page framework serves two critical purposes. 1. Current landscape. It provides a clear picture of the factors that industries compete on and the level of value these factors deliver to customers. 2. Future opportunity. It highlights gaps and unmet needs, helping companies reimagine how they can differentiate themselves. The horizontal axis of the canvas lists the key factors that industries compete on, while the vertical axis measures the level of offering for each factor. By plotting the offerings of competitors, organizations can visualize the value curve and identify where competition is fiercest. The key to creating a blue ocean lies in reshaping this value curve, breaking away from industry norms and redefining what truly matters to customers. The 4 Actions Framework. Rewriting the rules. The 4 Actions Framework is a simple yet transformative approach to redefining value in any market. It pushes organizations to rethink conventional wisdom and focus on creating entirely new dimensions of value. The framework asks 4 bold questions. 1. Eliminate. What factors that the industry takes for granted can be removed altogether? Many industries over-deliver on elements that customers no longer value. Eliminating these factors can reduce costs and simplify offerings. 2. Reduce. Which factors should be reduced well below the industry standard? Not every feature needs to be world-class. By lowering investment in areas that customers consider less important, resources can be redirected to higher value aspects. 3. Raise. Which factors should be raised well above the industry standard? Identifying areas where customer expectations are underserved allows companies to create superior value and stand out. 4. Create. What new factors should be introduced that the industry has never offered? By innovating entirely new elements, businesses can attract non-customers and redefine the market. The ERRC Grid, turning ideas into action. Building on the 4 Actions Framework, the chapter introduces the Eliminate, Reduce, Raise, Create ERRC Grid. This practical tool helps teams translate the 4 questions into actionable strategies. The grid ensures that businesses systematically address every element of their offering, creating a balanced approach to differentiation and cost control. For example, when Southwest Airlines entered the airline industry, they used the ERRC grid to shape their strategy. Eliminate. Meals and lounges, reducing costs and complexity. Reduce. Seat selection and frills that didn't matter to budget travelers. Raise. Speed, punctuality, and friendly service, meeting key needs better than traditional airlines. Create. Point-to-point travel between smaller airports, attracting travelers who previously avoided flying. This disciplined approach allowed Southwest to create a blue ocean, capturing a previously untapped market of budget-conscious travelers. The 3 tiers of non-customers. A central theme of this chapter is breaking free from the limitations of existing markets by focusing on non-customers, people or groups who are not currently part of your market but could be. The chapter categorizes non-customers into 3 tiers. 1. First tier. Customers on the edge of your market who are ready to switch if their needs are better addressed. 2. Second tier. People who consciously avoid your industry because it fails to meet their needs. 3. Third tier. Those who are entirely outside your market, either because they are unaware of it or see no relevance in it. By understanding these groups and what holds them back, companies can create value propositions that expand the boundaries of their market, unlocking new demand and growth potential. Visualizing strategy. Seeing what others miss. The chapter emphasizes the power of visualization in strategy formulation. By plotting value curves, mapping non-customers, and leveraging the ERRC grid, businesses can see where value is over or under-delivered, spot opportunities to innovate, align their teams and stakeholders around a common vision. Visualization is not just a tool for understanding the present, it's a mechanism for imagining and building the future, bridging strategy and execution. This chapter also highlights that analytical tools and frameworks are not just for ideation, but also for execution. The systematic approach ensures that blue ocean strategies are rooted in real insights and actionable plans. It bridges the gap between creativity and practical implementation, making bold ideas achievable. A framework for the future. The tools and frameworks in this chapter are more than theoretical concepts. They are practical guides to rethinking industries, discovering new opportunities, and delivering unmatched value to customers. They empower businesses to break free from the constraints of red oceans and chart a clear, actionable path toward creating blue oceans. By mastering these frameworks, organizations can unlock their potential to innovate and thrive, reshaping markets and transforming industries. Chapter 3. Reconstructing Market Boundaries. The essence of escaping competition lies in the ability to rethink the boundaries of your market. Chapter 3 provides a framework to challenge conventional market definitions and systematically uncover opportunities for creating blue oceans. It emphasizes that markets are not static. They are shaped by the perspectives and assumptions of those within them. By reconstructing these boundaries, businesses can unlock untapped potential and redefine the playing field. Breaking free from traditional thinking industries are often defined by rigid boundaries, specific customer groups, product categories, or competitive factors. This conventional thinking traps organizations in red oceans, where they focus on improving within these constraints rather than questioning them. The chapter challenges this mindset, advocating for a strategic approach that questions assumptions and looks beyond established norms. By shifting focus away from competition and toward innovation, organizations can see their industries and their potential through an entirely new lens. The 6 Paths Framework. The chapter introduces the 6 Paths Framework, a powerful tool for identifying opportunities to reconstruct market boundaries and create new value. Each path represents a way to break free from traditional thinking and discover opportunities that are often hidden in plain sight. 1. Look across alternative industries. Customers often make trade-offs between industries to fulfill the same basic need. For example, a moviegoer might choose between a cinema ticket and a live theater performance. By understanding why customers switch between industries, businesses can identify unmet needs and create solutions that bridge these alternatives. 2. Explore strategic groups within industries. Strategic groups are clusters of companies within an industry that pursue similar strategies, such as budget hotels versus luxury resorts. Most companies compete within their strategic group, ignoring the opportunity to combine the best elements from different groups. For example, Toyota's Lexus combined affordability with high-end luxury features to attract customers from both groups. 3. Reimagine the buyer chain. Industries often target specific buyers, such as end users or purchasing managers, while ignoring others in the decision-making chain. By shifting focus to overlooked stakeholders, businesses can uncover new opportunities. For instance, pharmaceutical companies that focus on healthcare providers as well as patients often achieve breakthroughs in value delivery. 4. Look across complementary products and services. Often, the true value of a product or service lies in the context of its use. Identifying pain points or unmet needs in complementary offerings can lead to significant innovation. For example, Starbucks enhanced the coffee drinking experience by offering a comfortable atmosphere and free Wi-Fi, services that complemented the primary product. Number 5. Redefine functional or emotional appeal. Industries typically appeal to customers either functionally, low-cost efficiency, or emotionally, status, experience. By shifting focus, for example, adding emotional appeal to a functional product, businesses can redefine markets. Think of Swatch, which transformed wristwatches from functional timepieces into affordable fashion accessories. Number 6. Look across time to trends. Focusing on trends that shape customer behavior over time can help businesses anticipate demand and create markets ahead of competitors. The key is to differentiate between fads, short-lived changes, and trends, long-term shifts. Apple, for example, capitalized on the trend of digital convergence with the iPod and iTunes, unlocking hidden demand. This chapter emphasizes the importance of reaching beyond existing customers to unlock new demand. The 6 Paths framework is a tool not just for incremental improvement, but for expanding the market itself. By addressing the needs of non-customers, businesses can grow their market and create entirely new opportunities for value creation. The chapter stresses that non-customers often hold the key to innovation. These are people who are underserved, dissatisfied, or entirely uninterested in current industry offerings. Understanding their needs, frustrations, and aspirations allows companies to reconstruct their markets in ways that attract a broader audience. Overcoming industry myopia. One of the key insights from this chapter is the danger of industry myopia, a narrow focus on existing competition and customer segments. By thinking outside traditional boundaries and questioning industry norms, businesses can identify and address unmet needs, break away from overcrowded markets, create unique value propositions that competitors cannot easily replicate. Reconstructing market boundaries requires creativity and vision, but it is rooted in a deep understanding of the underlying forces that shape markets and customer behavior. The power of reimagination. At its core, this chapter is about the power of reimagination. It challenges businesses to think beyond what is and envision what could be. Markets are not fixed. They are shaped by the actions and perceptions of those within them. By taking a step back, questioning assumptions, and embracing a broader perspective, businesses can break free from the constraints of traditional competition and create new markets that deliver unmatched value, a systematic approach to innovation. Unlike conventional innovation, which often feels random or reactive, the chapter presents a systematic approach for uncovering opportunities. The 6 Paths framework ensures that businesses don't just stumble upon ideas, but actively discover them through a structured and repeatable process. Expanding possibilities. This chapter serves as both a guide and an inspiration for breaking away from the crowd. It demonstrates that markets are malleable, boundaries are fluid, and opportunities are abundant for those willing to think differently. Reconstructing market boundaries is not just about business success. It's about creating possibilities where none existed before. By mastering this approach, organizations can move beyond the limitations of red oceans and chart a course toward innovation, growth, and transformation. Chapter 4. Focus on the big picture, not the numbers. Strategy is often reduced to numbers, revenue projections, market share calculations, and cost analyses. While these metrics are important, Chapter 4 makes a compelling case that focusing too narrowly on numbers can lead to incremental thinking and lost opportunities. Instead, businesses should elevate their perspective, focusing on the big picture to uncover transformative opportunities and create lasting value. Thanks, Shar. The pitfall of number-driven strategy. When strategy is guided solely by financial forecasts and detailed spreadsheets, companies risk falling into the trap of short-term thinking. This approach often leads to incremental changes that improve efficiency or address immediate concerns, but fail to create long-term growth. The problem lies in treating strategy as a by-the-numbers exercise rather than a vision-driven roadmap. The chapter argues that truly breakthrough strategies emerge not from data obsession, but from a deep understanding of the broader landscape, the needs of customers, the gaps in the market, and the opportunities to innovate. Visualizing strategy, the power of strategy canvases. One of the key tools presented in this chapter is the strategy canvas, a simple but powerful visualization that helps businesses focus on the big picture. Unlike spreadsheets, which fragment strategy into isolated data points, the strategy canvas provides a holistic view of the competitive landscape and highlights opportunities for differentiation. To create a strategy canvas, businesses: 1. Identify the key factors that competitors focus on. 2. Plot these factors on a horizontal axis with the level of offering on the vertical axis. 3. Chart the value curve of their company and their competitors to reveal patterns of competition. This visual approach makes it easier to see where innovation is needed and where businesses can move away from competition to create new value. Drawing a strategic vision, the 4 steps. The chapter outlines a clear, 4-step process for shifting focus from numbers to the big picture. 1. Visual awakening. Begin by charting your industry's strategy canvas, comparing your business's value curve with competitors. This highlights areas where the market is overserved, underserved, or stagnant. Ask, are we competing on the same factors as everyone else? 2. Visual exploration. Leave the boardroom and engage directly with customers, non-customers, and frontline employees. Observe how your products and services are used and understand what frustrates or excites people. Look for the unexpected, insights that reveal gaps in the market or untapped needs. 3. Visual strategy fair. Bring your findings to stakeholders in a workshop setting. Present alternative strategy canvases that propose different ways to create value. Encourage open debate and feedback to refine your vision, ensuring it resonates across teams and aligns with customer needs. 4. Visual communication. Use the finalized strategy canvas as a tool to communicate the vision across the organization. Its simplicity and clarity ensure that everyone, from executives to frontline employees, understands and supports the strategy. This approach transforms strategy formulation from a static, number-driven exercise into a dynamic, collaborative, and creative process. Seeing beyond competition. Focusing on the big picture means looking beyond traditional competitors to understand the broader context of your market. The chapter encourages businesses to shift their thinking from rivals to alternatives. Instead of fixating on direct competitors, explore alternative products and services that customers consider. From customers to non-customers. Non-customers often hold the key to new market opportunities, offering insights into unmet needs and barriers to adoption. By broadening their view, businesses can identify opportunities that others miss and position themselves to create entirely new markets. Enter. Aligning strategy with execution. A major benefit of focusing on the big picture is that it bridges the gap between strategy and execution. When everyone in the organization can see and understand the vision, it becomes easier to align actions and resources. The strategy canvas serves as a shared reference point, ensuring that efforts are coordinated and purposeful. This alignment eliminates confusion and empowers employees at all levels to contribute to the strategy's success. When the vision is clear, execution becomes more intuitive and effective. The danger of over-focusing on details. The chapter warns against the temptation to overanalyze details or obsess over short-term numbers. This mindset often leads to fear-driven decision-making, where businesses cling to what's safe and familiar. The result? Strategies that maintain the status quo rather than challenging it. Focusing on the big picture shifts the emphasis from avoiding risks to seizing opportunities. It encourages bold thinking and long-term planning, enabling organizations to envision a future that is both achievable and inspiring. A call to action. This chapter serves as a wake-up call for businesses to step back and reassess their approach to strategy. It challenges the assumption that success lies in perfecting the numbers and instead emphasizes the power of vision, creativity, and alignment. By focusing on the big picture, businesses can break free from conventional thinking, discover opportunities for growth and differentiation, inspire their teams with a clear, actionable roadmap for success. The journey ahead. In a world of endless data and constant competition, the ability to see the forest beyond the trees is a rare and valuable skill. This chapter provides the tools and mindset needed to elevate strategy from the mundane to the extraordinary. It reminds us that strategy is not about where we are, it's about where we can go. By focusing on the big picture, we unlock the potential to create, innovate, and lead in ways that truly matter. Chapter 5. Reach beyond existing demand. Most businesses focus on serving their existing customer base, refining products to keep them satisfied. While this approach is essential for retention, it limits growth potential by leaving untapped markets unexplored. Chapter 5 emphasizes that true innovation comes from looking beyond the confines of existing demand. By reaching non-customers and expanding the market, businesses can unlock vast opportunities for growth and redefine their industry. The power of non-customers. Non-customers represent a much larger pool of potential demand than existing customers, yet they are often overlooked because companies assume they are either uninterested in or unreachable by their offerings. This chapter challenges those assumptions, urging businesses to understand the unmet needs, frustrations, or misconceptions that keep non-customers at bay. Rather than competing for a share of the existing market, the goal is to grow the market itself by transforming non-customers into customers. The 3 tiers of non-customers. The chapter introduces a transformative framework for identifying and addressing non-customers by dividing them into 3 distinct tiers. Each tier represents an opportunity to unlock new demand by addressing barriers that keep these groups out of the market. 1. First-tier non-customers. These are people on the verge of becoming customers, but who hesitate because current offerings fall short of their expectations or needs. By understanding their frustrations and addressing their concerns, businesses can convert these near customers into loyal patrons. For instance, Netflix capitalized on this tier by eliminating late fees and offering convenience that traditional video rental stores could not match. 2. Second-tier non-customers. This group includes those who consciously choose not to engage with the industry because it doesn't meet their needs, is too complicated, or seems irrelevant. The key to unlocking this group lies in simplifying the offering, making it more accessible, or addressing the root cause of their rejection. For example, low-cost airlines like Southwest Airlines attracted travelers who previously avoided flying due to high prices and inconvenience. 3. Third-tier non-customers. These are people far outside the market, often because they've never considered the industry as a solution to their needs. Businesses can engage this group by creating entirely new value propositions that resonate with their priorities. Think of Cirque du Soleil, which reimagined the circus experience to appeal to adults who had never considered circuses as entertainment. Overcoming the industry's blind spots. Industries often assume their boundaries are fixed, limiting their perspective to existing customers and competitors. This chapter reveals that these boundaries are self-imposed and can be redefined by questioning who the market serves and why. By addressing the specific barriers that hold non-customers back, be it price, complexity, or perception, companies can create entirely new markets. Unleashing latent demand. The chapter highlights that reaching beyond existing demand is not just about quantity, but also quality. By expanding their appeal to new customer groups, businesses create a more diverse, robust, and sustainable market. They break away from the constraints of competing over shrinking slices of the same pie and instead grow the pie itself. This process also often uncovers opportunities for simplification and innovation as companies seek to make their offerings more universally appealing. Shifting the focus from customers to non-customers. The traditional approach to strategy revolves around understanding current customers better and better. This chapter shifts the paradigm by asking businesses to focus on the why nots. Why do certain groups avoid the industry? Why aren't potential customers converting? Why do some customers abandon the market altogether? By answering these questions, companies can design solutions that attract people who were previously excluded or uninterested. A case for innovation. This chapter reminds us that true innovation doesn't just improve what exists, it creates something entirely new. It's about expanding the market by delivering value in ways that no one else has imagined. When businesses shift their focus to non-customers, they stop competing on the same terms as their rivals and start shaping the future of their industries. A new perspective on growth. Reaching beyond existing demand is more than a growth strategy, it's a mindset shift. It encourages businesses to think broadly, challenge assumptions, and embrace the untapped potential that lies just outside their usual boundaries. By doing so, they can achieve growth that is not only substantial but sustainable, creating markets that deliver value to entirely new audiences. This chapter is a rallying cry for businesses to stop looking inward and start reaching outward. The opportunities are vast, the potential is immense, and the rewards are transformative. Chapter 6. Get the strategic sequence right. Creating a game-changing strategy doesn't happen by accident. It requires careful planning and an intentional sequence of steps. Chapter 6 emphasizes the importance of following the right strategic sequence to ensure that innovations not only capture new market demand, but also achieve lasting success. By focusing on value, price, cost, and adoption, each in a deliberate order, businesses can build a strategy that balances creativity with practicality, ensuring both customer delight and profitability. The strategic sequence, building value before cost. The chapter introduces a 4-step strategic sequence designed to guide businesses from ideation to execution in a systematic way. Each step ensures that value creation aligns with affordability and scalability, setting the foundation for a successful blue ocean strategy. 1. Buyer utility. Does your offering deliver exceptional value? The first step is to ask whether the product or service provides clear, compelling utility to buyers. This is the essence of creating a blue ocean, delivering extraordinary value that transforms the customer experience. Utility is about solving problems, eliminating pain points, or enhancing enjoyment in a way that competitors cannot match. If the offering doesn't excite or resonate with potential buyers, there's no point moving forward. To evaluate buyer utility, businesses can use the Buyer Utility Map, which identifies 6 stages of the customer experience, from purchase to disposal, and uncovers pain points or areas for improvement at each stage. 2. Price. Is it affordable for the masses? After establishing buyer utility, the next step is to determine whether the offering can be priced attractively enough to appeal to a broad audience. Accessibility is key to creating a blue ocean. High prices limit demand and risk alienating potential customers. Conversely, overly low prices can undermine profitability. The challenge is to find a price point that captures wide-scale demand while still delivering value for the business. The chapter introduces price corridor analysis to help businesses benchmark their pricing against substitutes and alternatives, ensuring that their offering is competitively positioned without undervaluing its unique appeal. 3. Cost. Can you achieve profitability at this price? Once the price is set, businesses must ensure that they can deliver their offering profitably. This means reevaluating the cost structure and identifying ways to reduce costs without compromising on quality or value. Achieving this balance often requires innovation, such as streamlining production processes, outsourcing non-essential activities, or rethinking how resources are allocated. By aligning cost structures with the chosen price, businesses ensure they can sustain their strategy in the long term, avoiding the trap of unscalable ideas. 4. Adoption. Are there barriers preventing implementation? The final step addresses adoption. Even the most innovative and well-priced offerings can fail if customers or stakeholders resist them. Identifying and addressing barriers to adoption, such as resistance to change, regulatory hurdles, or infrastructure gaps, is essential. This step often requires engagement with stakeholders, clear communication of benefits, and strategic investments to overcome obstacles. Adoption is about making it as easy as possible for customers to embrace the new offering. Avoiding missteps. The chapter warns against the dangers of skipping steps or addressing them out of order. For example, focusing on cost-cutting before establishing value can lead to subpar offerings that fail to excite customers. Similarly, setting prices without considering buyer utility risks creating offerings that are affordable but uninspiring. By following the sequence, starting with value and ending with adoption, businesses can create strategies that are both customer-centric and financially viable. The logic behind the sequence. The sequence builds on a logical progression that starts with creating excitement and ends with removing obstacles. Excitement. Ensuring that the offering delivers something exceptional and unique. Affordability. Making it accessible to as many people as possible. Profitability. Aligning internal costs with external demand. Adoption. Addressing the final hurdles that might prevent success. Each step reinforces the next, ensuring that the strategy is both innovative and grounded in practical execution. Real-world applications. The chapter is rich with examples of companies that succeeded by following this sequence. From affordable luxury brands to disruptive technologies, the common thread is a commitment to delivering value before addressing costs and to focusing on the big picture while navigating the details. These examples illustrate that innovation is not just about ideas, it's about execution. The right sequence turns creative concepts into market-defining realities. A framework for sustainable success. This chapter provides a roadmap for creating strategies that are not only bold, but also achievable. By following the strategic sequence, businesses ensure that their innovations resonate with customers, align with financial realities, and overcome implementation challenges. It's a reminder that successful strategy is as much about discipline and structure as it is about vision and creativity. The sequence is not just a checklist, it's a blueprint for sustainable success. Looking ahead. This chapter underscores the importance of deliberate, thoughtful planning. With the right sequence, businesses can transform ideas into thriving realities, redefining markets and unlocking growth that lasts. The journey to a blue ocean begins with understanding this sequence and committing to its disciplined execution. Chapter 7. Overcome key organizational hurdles. Bold strategies often face resistance not just from the market, but from within the organization itself. Chapter 7 tackles the reality that even the most innovative ideas can fail if they don't overcome internal barriers. Organizations must recognize and address these hurdles to ensure that their vision moves from paper to practice. This chapter provides a clear framework for identifying and overcoming obstacles related to execution, ensuring that teams are aligned, resources are optimized, and momentum is sustained. The 4 key hurdles. Transformative strategies often challenge the status quo, which can trigger resistance at multiple levels. The chapter identifies 4 critical hurdles that organizations must address. 1. Cognitive hurdle. People are often deeply entrenched in their current ways of thinking. This creates a cognitive bias that blinds them to the need for change or the potential of a new strategy. Overcoming this hurdle requires making the case for change compelling and unavoidable. Leaders must help their teams see the flaws in existing approaches and the opportunities that lie ahead. How to address it. Use dramatic demonstrations or real-world evidence to make the need for change undeniable. For example, show the stark contrast between your company's trajectory and that of innovative competitors, or highlight customer dissatisfaction with the current offerings. 2. Resource hurdle. A lack of resources is a common excuse for inaction. Teams often claim they don't have enough time, money, or manpower to implement new ideas. This chapter argues that instead of focusing on what's missing, organizations should focus on reallocating existing resources strategically. Most companies have hidden inefficiencies or underutilized assets that can be redirected to support the strategy. How to address it. Identify areas where resources are being wasted or underutilized and channel them toward the most critical priorities. Focus on high-impact actions and avoid spreading resources too thin. 3. Motivational hurdle. Change initiatives often fail because employees lack the motivation to embrace them. Resistance to change is natural, especially if it involves uncertainty or extra effort. The key to overcoming this hurdle is to inspire action by connecting the strategy to individual and organizational goals. Recognize early wins, reward contributors, and make the benefits of change tangible and visible. How to address it. Use tipping point leadership, where you focus on a small group of influencers within the organization who can rally others. Once these key players are on board, their enthusiasm and commitment can create a ripple effect, spreading momentum throughout the organization. Number 4, political hurdle. Organizational politics can derail even the most well-thought-out strategies. People with conflicting interests, hidden agendas, or fear of losing influence may work against the new direction. Navigating this hurdle requires skillful stakeholder management, identifying and neutralizing detractors while rallying allies to champion the change. How to address it. Build coalitions by appealing to key stakeholders and showcasing how the strategy benefits the organization as a whole. Engage potential detractors early to address their concerns and reduce resistance. The role of leadership. Leaders play a critical role in overcoming these hurdles. They must act as both visionaries and tacticians, inspiring belief in the strategy while addressing the practical challenges of implementation. This dual role requires emotional intelligence, adaptability, and a willingness to lead by example. Effective leaders focus on empowering their teams, fostering a culture of openness, and removing obstacles that slow progress. Their ability to communicate the vision and connect it to everyday actions is crucial to sustaining momentum. Building momentum through focused action. The chapter highlights that overcoming hurdles is not about solving every problem at once. Instead, it's about identifying the points of highest leverage, those critical barriers that, when addressed, unlock progress across the organization. By focusing on these tipping points, leaders can maximize the impact of their efforts and create a groundswell of support for the strategy. Real-world application. Through vivid examples, the chapter illustrates how organizations across industries have successfully navigated these hurdles. Whether it's a tech company reallocating resources to prioritize innovation, or a retail chain motivating employees with small, meaningful incentives, the lessons are universally applicable. These stories demonstrate that even the most daunting obstacles can be overcome with creativity, persistence, and a clear focus on what matters most. The path to execution. Executing a transformative strategy is never easy, but this chapter offers a roadmap for turning resistance into progress. By addressing cognitive, resource, motivational, and political hurdles head-on, organizations can ensure that their vision becomes reality. The message is clear. No strategy can succeed without overcoming internal resistance. But with the right mindset, tools, and leadership, these hurdles become opportunities to build alignment, strengthen commitment, and ignite change. This chapter is both a call to action and a toolkit for anyone ready to lead their organization into uncharted territory. Success lies not in avoiding challenges, but in tackling them with boldness and purpose. Chapter 8. Build execution into strategy. A visionary strategy is meaningless without flawless execution. Chapter 8 emphasizes that execution should not be treated as an afterthought. It must be woven into the fabric of the strategy itself. By aligning the organization, addressing resistance, and fostering trust, businesses can turn bold ideas into actionable realities that deliver lasting results. The execution gap. Many strategies fail not because they lack merit, but because they falter in execution. Teams resist change, misunderstand priorities, or fail to see the connection between the strategy and their daily roles. This chapter challenges the notion that execution is purely operational and shows how seamless implementation begins with careful strategic planning. The role of fair process. Central to this chapter is the concept of fair process, a transformative principle that fosters trust and commitment across all levels of the organization. Fair process doesn't mean everyone gets what they want. It means people feel heard, respected, and valued throughout the decision-making process. When teams believe decisions are made transparently and inclusively, they are more likely to support the strategy, even if they disagree with certain aspects. Fair process ensures buy-in by addressing the emotional and psychological barriers that often derail execution. The 3 pillars of fair process. 1. Engagement. Involve key stakeholders early and actively in the strategy development process. Encourage open dialogue, seek input, and make everyone feel part of the journey. Engagement not only generates valuable insights, but also builds trust. People are more likely to commit to a strategy when they have had a voice in shaping it. 2. Explanation. Clearly articulate the reasoning behind decisions. Transparency about the why behind actions helps people understand the logic and necessity of the strategy, even if they initially disagree with it. When people see the big picture, they are less likely to resist change and more likely to align their efforts with organizational goals. 3. Expectation clarity. Define roles, responsibilities, and performance standards with precision. Everyone should know what is expected of them and how their contributions align with the broader strategy. Clarity reduces confusion, prevents misunderstandings, and ensures that all team members are rowing in the same direction. Trust and commitment, the cornerstones of execution. Fair process cultivates trust, which is essential for driving execution. When trust is established, it paves the way for commitment, fostering a culture where individuals take ownership of their roles and are motivated to excel. Trust and commitment also reduce resistance to change, making teams more adaptable and willing to embrace new ways of working. This alignment between leadership and employees creates a powerful force for implementation, bridging the divide between strategy and execution. The chapter highlights the need to break down the silos between strategy creators and executors. Too often, senior leaders craft bold strategies without involving the people who will bring them to life. This disconnect leads to misunderstanding, resentment, and poor execution. To bridge this divide, organizations must adopt an inclusive approach to strategy development, ensuring that all levels of the organization feel connected to the vision. Aligning the organization. Building execution into strategy requires alignment across the entire organization. This means clarifying priorities, ensuring that every department and team understands how their work contributes to the strategic goals. Empowering leaders, equipping managers with the tools and authority to guide their teams effectively. Eliminating barriers, removing bureaucratic obstacles that slow down progress and stifle innovation. Examples of fair process in action. Real-world examples demonstrate how fair process transforms organizations. In industries ranging from manufacturing to technology, companies that prioritize engagement, explanation, and clarity achieve higher levels of execution and employee satisfaction. These stories highlight that successful execution is not about dictating orders, but about fostering collaboration and shared ownership. Execution as a continuous process. The chapter reminds us that execution is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing commitment. Organizations must continually evaluate their progress, adapt to changing circumstances, and reinforce alignment between strategy and execution. This requires leaders to be vigilant, responsive, and willing to course correct when necessary. It also demands a culture of accountability, where individuals and teams take responsibility for their contributions to the strategy. The takeaway. Building execution into strategy is about more than achieving short-term results. It's about creating a sustainable, scalable foundation for long-term success. By prioritizing trust, clarity, and collaboration, organizations can overcome resistance, align their teams, and turn bold ideas into transformative outcomes. This chapter is a call to action for leaders to embrace fair process, foster trust, and champion a culture of execution that ensures their strategies don't just inspire, but deliver. The journey from vision to reality starts here. Chapter 9. Align value, profit, and people propositions. The synergy of value, profit, and people propositions is the key to creating and sustaining a winning strategy. This chapter underscores the importance of aligning these three propositions to build a blue ocean that captivates customers, ensures profitability, and empowers the organization. Misalignment in any one area can unravel the entire strategy, making coherence among these elements essential for long-term success. The triad of propositions. 1. Value proposition. This is the cornerstone of strategy. It answers the question, what exceptional value are we delivering to customers? A compelling value proposition focuses on solving real problems, enhancing convenience, or creating unparalleled enjoyment for the customer. The goal is to make your offering irresistible by redefining what customers expect, and delivering it in a way that competitors cannot match. 2. Profit proposition. A great idea is only sustainable if it makes financial sense. The profit proposition ensures that the strategy delivers value to the organization as well as to the customers. By aligning costs with pricing and leveraging innovative efficiencies, companies can achieve both affordability and profitability. The emphasis here is on maintaining a strong financial foundation without sacrificing customer value. 3. People proposition. The people proposition revolves around engaging and motivating employees, partners, and stakeholders who are instrumental in executing the strategy. It ensures that the workforce is aligned with the organizational vision and equipped to deliver the value proposition effectively. This proposition addresses questions like, are employees motivated to go above and beyond? Are stakeholders committed to the strategy? Achieving strategic alignment. The chapter stresses that the power of a strategy lies in its alignment. When the value, profit, and people propositions work in harmony, they create a self-reinforcing system that drives growth and innovation. When value and profit align but people are left behind, strategies that deliver strong customer value and solid profits may still falter if employees and stakeholders feel neglected or undervalued. Disengaged teams lead to poor execution, undermining the strategy's potential. Organizations must foster a culture where employees are inspired and supported, turning them into advocates for the strategy. When value and people align but profit falls short, a strategy that excites customers and engages employees but fails to deliver profit is unsustainable. Overcommitting resources without a clear path to profitability can lead to financial instability. Businesses must ensure that their cost structures support sustainable growth while delivering exceptional value. Shot when profit and people align, but value to customers is weak. If an organization focuses solely on internal efficiencies and employee engagement while neglecting customer needs, the strategy becomes irrelevant. Customers will turn to competitors who better address their desires. True success lies in prioritizing the customer experience while maintaining internal harmony. Examples of harmonized propositions. The chapter provides inspiring examples of companies that aligned their value, profit, and people propositions to create blue oceans. These organizations didn't just attract customers, they empowered employees and drove financial success. For instance, companies that simplified complex processes not only reduced costs, but also made life easier for customers and employees alike. Others introduced innovative pricing models that delighted buyers while optimizing profitability. These success stories highlight the transformative impact of alignment. The role of leadership, alignment doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentional leadership. Leaders must serve as the bridge between the three propositions, ensuring that each supports and enhances the others. This involves communicating the vision clearly and consistently, addressing gaps in execution and alignment, creating a culture of trust, collaboration, and accountability. Great leaders understand that strategic coherence is not a one-time achievement, but an ongoing process. As markets evolve, customer needs shift, and internal dynamics change, alignment must be revisited and recalibrated. Challenges of misalignment. The chapter also explores the dangers of neglecting alignment. Misaligned strategies often create friction between stakeholders, dilute the value delivered to customers, or lead to unsustainable financial models. These pitfalls can derail even the most innovative ideas. By identifying and addressing misalignments early, organizations can maintain momentum and adapt to new challenges. Building a resilient system. When value, profit, and people propositions align, they create a system where success in one area reinforces the others. Customers are delighted, employees are motivated, and profits flow naturally, creating a virtuous cycle that drives sustainable growth. This alignment also builds resilience. Companies with harmonized propositions can better withstand external shocks, adapt to market changes, and seize new opportunities. Their strategies are not just innovative, they are robust and enduring. The takeaway. Strategic alignment is not just a theoretical concept. It's the practical foundation for creating blue oceans that stand the test of time. By synchronizing the value delivered to customers, the financial health of the organization, and the engagement of people, businesses can achieve transformative success. This chapter challenges us to think beyond isolated goals and embrace a holistic approach to strategy, one where every element supports and amplifies the others. It's a call to build not just strategies, but systems that inspire, perform, and endure. Chapter 10. Renew Blue Oceans. Creating a blue ocean is not the end of the journey. It's only the beginning. Chapter 10 emphasizes the importance of continually renewing blue oceans to sustain competitive advantage and remain relevant in a dynamic market. Industries evolve, competitors adapt, and customer expectations shift, making it essential for organizations to innovate and renew their strategies before their blue oceans turn red with competition. This chapter serves as a guide to recognizing when renewal is needed and how to proactively reignite growth and differentiation. The life cycle of a blue ocean. Even the most innovative strategies eventually face imitation. Competitors may replicate elements of your offering, customers may develop new needs, and market conditions may change. While the initial creation of a blue ocean delivers extraordinary value and profits, failing to adapt leads to stagnation. The key to sustained success lies in anticipating change and evolving with it. Blue ocean renewal ensures that organizations stay ahead of the curve, maintaining their leadership position while continuing to delight customers. Signs it's time to renew. The chapter highlights several indicators that a blue ocean is losing its luster. 1. Market saturation. If growth begins to plateau despite initial success, it may indicate that the market is reaching saturation. This is often a sign that it's time to expand the offering or explore adjacent opportunities. 2. Intensified competition. As competitors begin to mimic your value proposition, the uniqueness of the offering diminishes. If competitors are closing the gap, renewal is essential to stay ahead. 3. Shifting customer preferences. Customer needs and desires are not static. If feedback suggests that your offering is no longer as compelling, it's a signal to reassess and innovate. 4. Technological or industry disruption. Advances in technology or significant shifts in the industry can render even the most innovative strategies obsolete. Companies must recognize these shifts early to adapt and thrive. Strategies for renewal. Renewing a blue ocean requires a proactive and systematic approach. This chapter outlines several powerful strategies. 1. Revisit non-customers. Just as the initial strategy focused on attracting non-customers, renewal often involves identifying new segments that remain untapped. Look beyond your current customer base to find groups that are underserved or ignored by competitors. 2. Reevaluate value drivers. Examine the key value drivers of your offering and assess whether they still resonate with your audience. Consider enhancing or adding features that align with emerging customer needs while eliminating those that have lost relevance. 3. Leverage new technologies. Advances in technology often open up new possibilities for differentiation. Incorporating cutting-edge solutions can help reignite customer excitement and set your offering apart once again. 4. Redefine the market boundaries. Markets evolve, and so should your perspective. Redefining market boundaries through innovation can create fresh opportunities and reignite growth. For example, bundling complementary services or entering adjacent industries can unlock new potential. 5. Commit to continuous innovation. Organizations that embed a culture of continuous innovation are better positioned to maintain their blue ocean. Encourage teams to challenge assumptions, explore bold ideas, and experiment with new approaches. Leadership and renewal. Renewing a blue ocean is not just about strategy. It's about leadership. Visionary leaders must recognize when change is necessary and rally their teams to embrace renewal. This requires clear communication, a willingness to take calculated risks, and the ability to inspire creativity. Leaders must also foster a culture of adaptability, where teams are empowered to challenge the status quo and contribute to the evolution of the strategy. By celebrating innovation and rewarding forward-thinking efforts, organizations can sustain the momentum needed for renewal. The cost of complacency. Failing to renew a blue ocean can have dire consequences. Once competitors catch up and customer interest wanes, companies are forced back into the red ocean of fierce competition. The chapter warns against the dangers of complacency and encourages organizations to act before the signs of decline become irreversible. A cycle of reinvention. Renewal is not a one-time effort. It's a continuous cycle. Organizations that embrace this mindset are better equipped to navigate uncertainty, seize emerging opportunities, and maintain their leadership position in the market. Renewing a blue ocean is about staying proactive, listening to customers, and keeping a pulse on industry trends. It's about anticipating change and acting decisively to evolve before circumstances force your hand. The takeaway: sustaining success requires more than creating a blue ocean. It demands the courage and foresight to renew it. By staying vigilant, adapting to change, and fostering a culture of continuous innovation, organizations can ensure that their blue oceans remain vibrant, profitable, and transformative. Renewal is the hallmark of enduring greatness, a commitment to evolve, inspire, and lead, no matter how the tides of the market may shift. Chapter 11. Avoid red ocean traps. Red oceans, defined by cutthroat competition and diminishing returns, are often where companies find themselves trapped despite their intentions to innovate. Chapter 11 sheds light on the subtle but critical mistakes organizations make when trying to break away from conventional competition. These traps, born from deeply ingrained assumptions about market strategy, can undermine even the boldest efforts to create uncontested market spaces. This chapter serves as a guide to identifying and avoiding these pitfalls, ensuring that businesses can remain focused on crafting strategies that redefine industries rather than conform to them. The danger of red ocean thinking. The first step in avoiding red ocean traps is understanding why they occur. Businesses often default to competing on established parameters, fighting for market share by improving on existing features, cutting costs, or matching competitors' offerings. While this approach may yield short-term gains, it inherently limits growth by tethering innovation to the status quo. The real danger lies in the subtlety of red ocean thinking. It often disguises itself as strategic progress. Companies may believe they are innovating when, in reality, they are making incremental changes within the same boundaries that define their industry. Common red ocean traps. The chapter identifies several traps that businesses fall into when trying to differentiate themselves. Recognizing these traps is crucial for avoiding them. 1. Competing within existing market boundaries. Many organizations focus solely on outperforming rivals within established market definitions. This leads to minor improvements rather than groundbreaking innovation. To escape this trap, companies must challenge assumptions about what customers value and redefine the market itself. 2. Focusing solely on existing customers. Catering exclusively to current customers limits opportunities for expansion. Non-customers, those who avoid or reject the industry's offerings, often represent a far larger pool of potential value. Shifting focus to attract non-customers can unlock entirely new demand. 3. Driving incremental innovation. Incremental changes, such as slightly better performance or marginally lower costs, rarely create a leap in value. Companies must aim for transformational innovation that reshapes customer expectations and creates new categories of demand. 4. Equating technology innovation with value innovation. While cutting-edge technology is valuable, it does not automatically translate to a blue ocean strategy. True value innovation lies in solving customer pain points, improving usability, and delivering exceptional experiences, not just introducing advanced features. 5. Confusing differentiation with niche positioning. Differentiating by serving niche markets can create value, but often fails to attract a broad audience. Blue ocean strategies aim for mass appeal by addressing universal pain points, ensuring relevance across diverse customer segments. 6. Accepting trade-offs between value and cost. Traditional thinking suggests that high value comes with high costs. However, successful blue ocean strategies break this trade-off by simultaneously achieving differentiation and affordability, creating unparalleled customer value while optimizing profitability. 7. Focusing on competitors instead of alternatives. Many businesses benchmark their progress against direct competitors, missing the broader picture. The true opportunity often lies in addressing indirect alternatives, options customers consider outside the industry or in entirely unrelated spaces. breaking free from red ocean thinking. To avoid these traps, organizations must adopt a fundamentally different mindset. The chapter outlines several principles for breaking free from red ocean thinking. 1. Shift the focus to value innovation. Instead of competing, concentrate on creating new value for customers. Focus on what they truly need and eliminate what no longer adds value, crafting offerings that break the mold of traditional industry standards. 2. Look beyond industry norms. Question industry conventions and redefine what customers expect. By challenging the basic assumptions that govern competition, companies can discover new ways to deliver superior value. Target non-customers. The largest source of growth often lies beyond current customers. Identifying and addressing the needs of non-customers opens up vast new markets and expands the company's reach. 4. Pursue strategic clarity. Stay focused on creating a unique value curve that aligns with the principles of a blue ocean strategy. Avoid distractions and resist the temptation to fall back into traditional competitive patterns. The benefits of avoiding red ocean traps. By sidestepping red ocean traps, businesses position themselves for sustained success. They can create offerings that attract customers not by outcompeting rivals, but by rendering competition irrelevant. This approach not only leads to higher profitability, but also fosters a culture of innovation and adaptability. Avoiding red ocean traps ensures that organizations remain agile, forward-thinking, and customer-centric, maintaining their ability to carve out new opportunities in the face of evolving markets. The takeaway: success lies not just in the pursuit of differentiation, but in breaking free from the constraints of traditional competition. By avoiding red ocean traps, organizations can focus on what truly matters, creating transformative value, attracting untapped demand, and building strategies that inspire customers and employees alike. This chapter is a call to vigilance, a reminder to challenge assumptions, think boldly, and always look beyond the confines of established boundaries. The future belongs to those who dare to create it. Chapter 12, a sketch of the historical pattern of blue ocean creation. This chapter unveils an inspiring narrative of how industries have been reshaped by bold innovators who crafted blue oceans, not just through technological advancements, but by redefining the boundaries of value. By examining patterns across history, it becomes clear that blue ocean strategies are not fleeting phenomena. They represent enduring principles of transformative success. Through the lens of historical examples, this chapter demonstrates that industries as diverse as entertainment, technology, and transportation have repeatedly been reshaped by pioneers who dared to challenge conventional norms. It offers invaluable lessons for businesses looking to replicate this pattern of innovation. The myth of market saturation. The chapter begins by dismantling the myth that industries inevitably reach a point of saturation. Contrary to this belief, history shows that demand is not fixed. It can be expanded through innovation. When businesses redefine what value means to customers, they open doors to entirely new markets, turning seemingly saturated industries into thriving hubs of opportunity. This insight reframes how we view the life cycle of industries. Rather than being bound by diminishing returns and fierce competition, companies can unlock new potential by embracing blue ocean thinking. Patterns of blue ocean creation. One of the chapter's central ideas is that blue ocean strategies emerge not from technological breakthroughs alone, but from reconceptualizing the existing value equation. Patterns of blue ocean creation reveal that industries evolve as pioneers challenge the assumptions underlying traditional competition. Some key historical patterns include: 1. Value redefinition through elimination and addition. Businesses often succeed by removing elements that add cost without adding value, while introducing factors that customers never knew they needed. For instance, the rise of low-cost airlines eliminated unnecessary frills like complimentary meals and prioritized value factors like punctuality and affordability. 2. Blurring industry boundaries. Innovators frequently succeed by merging or transcending established industry categories. For example, the success of Cirque du Soleil stemmed from blending theater and circus, appealing to both traditional circus goers and new audiences seeking a sophisticated experience. 3. Making the unaffordable accessible. many blue oceans arise when businesses democratize previously expensive offerings. The Ford Model T brought automobiles to the masses by simplifying production and drastically reducing costs, making cars accessible to everyday people. 4. Addressing non-customers. Industries grow exponentially when they cater to non-customers. In the early days of computing, personal computers were marketed not just to tech enthusiasts, but to ordinary people, sparking widespread adoption and transforming the industry. Lessons from Blue Ocean pioneers. The historical patterns presented in this chapter illuminate timeless lessons for organizations. 1. Focus on value, not features. The most impactful innovations prioritize delivering value to customers, often by solving pain points or creating joy. Businesses succeed not by adding complexity, but by refining simplicity and relevance. 2. Act proactively, not reactively. Historical blue ocean creators didn't wait for market demand to tell them what to do. They anticipated customer needs and shaped markets around them. Visionary thinking and calculated risk-taking often preceded their success. 3. Change the rules, don't play by them. Blue ocean creation is not about outperforming rivals. It's about rendering them irrelevant. Innovators reshape the rules of the game entirely, creating value curves that competitors struggle to match. The importance of timing. Timing plays a crucial role in blue ocean creation. The chapter underscores that while innovation is critical, launching a blue ocean strategy at the right moment amplifies its impact. Historical pioneers often succeeded because they seized the moment when customer dissatisfaction with the status quo was high and technological or societal conditions were ripe for change. Avoiding complacency. The chapter also issues a warning. Businesses that fail to renew their blue oceans risk falling behind. Historical examples highlight how organizations that once redefined their industries but became complacent were quickly surpassed by newer entrants. Innovation must be continuous, and vigilance is key to maintaining leadership. An enduring blueprint. The historical sketch of blue ocean creation reveals that transformative change is not the result of luck or singular genius. It follows repeatable patterns. These principles can serve as a blueprint for businesses seeking to create new demand, achieve market leadership, and shape the future. By understanding these patterns, organizations can channel their efforts into strategies that not only differentiate them from competitors, but redefine entire industries. Blue ocean creation is not confined to the past. It is a timeless strategy for those bold enough to think differently. The takeaway. This chapter provides a profound perspective. History is rich with examples of businesses breaking free from competition by focusing on creating value, not battling rivals. These lessons are a reminder that the future belongs to those who challenge conventions, anticipate needs, and redefine what's possible. Chapter 13. Value Innovation. Value innovation lies at the heart of creating blue oceans. This chapter introduces the concept as the fundamental principle that separates companies thriving in uncontested markets from those mired in competitive struggles. By focusing on value innovation, organizations can achieve a powerful synergy between differentiation and cost leadership, offering superior value to customers while streamlining costs. This approach is not about compromise, but about achieving a leap in value for both the business and its customers, breaking away from traditional trade-offs between cost and differentiation. What is value innovation? Value innovation redefines the rules of the game. It is the simultaneous pursuit of high value for customers and low cost for the company. Instead of improving existing offerings or lowering prices within conventional industry boundaries, value innovation creates entirely new value curves, rendering competition irrelevant. This mindset shifts the focus from competing to creating, looking at what customers truly value and eliminating, reducing, or adding factors to meet those needs in innovative ways. Breaking the value cost trade-off. Traditional strategy assumes that businesses must choose between adding value at higher costs or cutting costs by reducing value. Value innovation challenges this assumption by proving that companies can do both. By strategically altering the elements of value delivery, organizations can simultaneously reduce their cost structure and increase customer satisfaction. For example, eliminating unnecessary features that add expense but hold little appeal can streamline costs while addressing unmet customer needs. The 4 Actions Framework. This framework is a practical tool for achieving value innovation. It asks 4 critical questions to challenge the conventional logic of competition. 1. What factors should be eliminated that the industry takes for granted? Many features or services add cost but offer little real value to customers. Eliminating these elements frees up resources for innovation. 2. What factors should be reduced well below the industry standard? Some factors may have value but are over-engineered or overemphasized, creating unnecessary cost burdens. 3. What factors should be raised well above the industry standard? Certain attributes, often neglected, can be significantly enhanced to deliver new levels of satisfaction or utility to customers. 4. What factors should be created that the industry has never offered? By introducing entirely new elements, companies can attract new customer segments and redefine the market itself. This structured approach ensures that organizations think holistically about value creation and cost management, striking the perfect balance to unlock new markets. Realizing non-disruptive innovation. A key insight from value innovation is that it often leads to non-disruptive creation, where businesses unlock new demand without displacing existing players. Unlike disruptive innovation, which thrives on dethroning established competitors, non-disruptive creation expands the market pie, benefiting both the company and the customer. For instance, the rise of video streaming didn't initially replace physical media. It created a new way for customers to consume entertainment on their terms, carving out an entirely new market space. Examples of value innovation. The chapter provides compelling examples of businesses that achieved remarkable success through value innovation. Southwest Airlines created a unique value curve by eliminating luxuries like meals and assigned seating, but focusing on speed, convenience, and affordability. The Nintendo Wii carved out a new market by forgoing high-end graphics to offer an accessible, family-friendly gaming experience centered on motion controls. These examples illustrate how focusing on what customers value rather than what the industry dictates leads to market leadership and sustainable growth. Shifting focus to the big picture. Value innovation requires a shift from internal metrics and operational concerns to the big picture of customer experience. Companies must ask, what would truly make our customers' lives better? What pain points can we remove, and what joys can we create? By staying attuned to these questions, businesses avoid getting stuck in the minutiae of competition and instead focus on crafting a unique and compelling value proposition. Empowering the organization. Achieving value innovation is not only about external strategies, but also about internal alignment. Companies must ensure that their value, profit, and people propositions are in sync. This alignment ensures that employees are motivated, costs are sustainable, and the customer experience is exceptional. Value innovation demands cross-functional collaboration, clear communication, and a shared commitment to rethinking traditional practices. Without organizational alignment, even the most innovative strategies can falter. The takeaway. Value innovation is the engine of blue ocean creation. By rejecting the trade-offs of traditional strategies, businesses can achieve breakthroughs that benefit both customers and their bottom line. This principle empowers companies to think boldly, act decisively, and transform industries, not through incremental improvements, but by redefining the rules of the game. This chapter challenges organizations to look beyond the ordinary, to identify hidden opportunities, and to craft solutions that inspire loyalty and unlock untapped demand. It's not about fighting over market scraps. It's about creating a feast where none existed before. Chapter 14. The Market Dynamics of Value Innovation. This is the final chapter, bringing together the principles of value innovation and blue ocean creation to provide a dynamic understanding of how markets evolve and respond to groundbreaking strategies. It challenges traditional notions of competition and market behavior, offering a fresh perspective on how businesses can sustain their success in uncharted waters. Understanding market dynamics. Markets are not static entities, but fluid ecosystems influenced by customer behaviors, competitive actions, and external forces. Value innovation reshapes these dynamics by offering a leap in value that attracts new customers, retains existing ones, and often renders competitors irrelevant. This chapter delves into how businesses can strategically navigate these evolving dynamics to maximize their impact and sustain growth. Attracting imitators. A natural consequence of success is the emergence of imitators. When a company creates a blue ocean, rivals may seek to replicate the strategy to regain lost ground. However, the chapter explains why true value innovation is difficult to imitate. Several barriers protect the innovator, including 1. Cognitive barriers. Rivals often fail to grasp the fundamental changes in value logic introduced by the innovator. 2. Organizational resistance. Established firms struggle to break free from entrenched practices and mindsets. 3. Economic constraints. Imitators may find it financially unviable to replicate a model that relies on entirely different cost structures. By the time competitors understand and adapt, the innovator has often moved even further ahead, deepening their competitive moat. Sustaining market leadership. While imitation may take time, staying ahead requires vigilance and continuous improvement. The chapter emphasizes the importance of sustaining leadership through 2 key strategies. 1. Continuous value creation. Successful companies never rest on their laurels. Instead, they constantly revisit their value proposition, seeking ways to improve customer experience and address new pain points. 2. Expanding the market. Innovators should focus not only on defending their position, but also on attracting non-customers. By continually broadening the market, they make it harder for competitors to gain traction. The role of non-customers. Non-customers play a pivotal role in market dynamics. They represent untapped potential, and converting them into loyal buyers creates a virtuous cycle of growth and innovation. The chapter highlights how a focus on non-customers allows businesses to outpace competitors by staying attuned to unmet needs. For example, industries often overlook casual users or those intimidated by high costs or complexity. By addressing these groups, businesses can extend their blue oceans and remain ahead of rivals attempting to replicate their success. Managing external challenges. External factors such as economic shifts, regulatory changes, and technological advancements also influence market dynamics. The chapter stresses the importance of adaptability and resilience. Companies that anticipate and prepare for these changes maintain their momentum and capitalize on emerging opportunities. For instance, businesses leveraging digital transformation to enhance customer experiences have successfully maintained leadership even as markets evolved. The key lies in aligning technological advancements with the core principles of value innovation. Avoiding complacency. The chapter offers a critical warning against complacency. The very success of a blue ocean strategy can lead to stagnation if companies fail to innovate further. To avoid falling into the trap of competition, organizations must remain committed to challenging assumptions and revisiting their strategies. Lessons from blue ocean creation. Drawing from the entire framework presented in the book, this chapter reinforces essential lessons. Focus on creating, not competing. The biggest gains come from redefining value, not from fighting over existing market share. Stay connected to customers and non-customers. Businesses that maintain a deep understanding of customer needs and behaviors are better equipped to sustain success. Commit to alignment. The alignment of value, profit, and people propositions remains critical for long-term success. The grand takeaway. This chapter closes the journey with a powerful reminder. Value innovation is more than a strategy. It's a way of thinking that transforms industries and inspires progress. By breaking free from traditional competition and crafting new markets, organizations unlock potential that benefits everyone: customers, businesses, and society at large. The path forward requires courage, creativity, and an unwavering commitment to challenging the status quo. But the rewards, a thriving business, enduring impact, and lasting market leadership, are well worth the effort. With these insights, the book concludes by equipping leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators with a roadmap to make their own mark. The future belongs to those who dare to create it. And that's a wrap on Blue Ocean Strategy. If this audiobook got you thinking differently about innovation and success, don't stop here. Hit that like button and subscribe to the Book Lounge for more game-changing insights. I'd love to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway? Which idea sparked your curiosity and what impressed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know which book or topic you want us to tackle next. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to grab your free summary of this audiobook. It's packed with the key points to revisit anytime you want. Just click the link in the description to download. Thanks for listening, and I can't wait to see what ideas you create from your blue ocean.